Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Our TV's on. Well, we get a nice view of. We don't know what it is because they never tell us. But there we go.
I'm not sure why we have a TV. We just watch the screen.
That's true. So you're probably wondering, wow, you guys are an hour early. What's going on? It's been a busy weekend. I mean, yeah, it's been a busy weekend, and Cheryl and Betty can attest to that as well, and all of our very helpful
Amazing
volunteers. So to give you just a little lowdown here today, and then we're actually, we still want to sing a song, and Bhreagh has a word to bring. But we're going to redirect you to the Territorial Service this week for Sunday, which is found in the description on YouTube and on Facebook, so you guys can check that out whenever you would like to. But before we get into that, I think there's something special about today, isn't there? There's something special.
We didn't rehearse this.
Happy Mother's Day to all of our moms out there, grandmothers who are moms by. They're still moms. That's right.
Do I have to tell you how that works?
I know. That's. Thank you. Please. Happy Mother's Day. We all wouldn't be here for you if it was not for you. So.
And isn't it funny that the two times that were the most locked down is on Mother's Day?
Oh no, but Father's Day.
Father's Day, guaranteed by Father's Day, the whole world will be wide open and everybody can do everything. But on Mother's Day, everybody's locked in.
That's true.
It's just God has a sense of humor.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. And so this Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
Wow. This Thursday, for those of us in St. Albert, we know there was a fire at Citadel Mews, and it was the big one. And I mean, not to play it off lightly, but it was big. There was about 7 or 8 different fire services there that helped tackle it. And we got the call, the Salvation Army got the call and said, can you provide refreshments and some coffee and water and stuff to the firefighters? And we said, yeah, absolutely. But when I ended up meeting a bunch of volunteers and Cheryl at the church and basically figured out what we would like to do. And when we got everything together, thank you so much to, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was a Tim Hortons in the south end of St. Albert, right before you get onto the highway. That Tim Hortons provided like 12 things of coffee and tea for us, which is fantastic. Subway.
To the poor little girl.
Yes, to the poor little girl at Subway at 11 o'clock at night who made 4 trays of sandwiches by herself. You're the hero. You're the hero. And I'm serious. Thank you for your help. Thank you so much. So we were able to do that. And then when I got over there, I quickly realized, whoa, okay, we need some more. We need some help. So I ended up contacting our divisional headquarters, who sent their emergency disaster vehicle. It's called a CRU, or Community Response Unit. And we were able to provide refreshments and food for all of the first responders, the police, firefighters, EMS, just local individuals who were there helping out. The public works people were there helping, which is incredible. We were able to provide all of that. Yeah. Until about 3 in the morning, and then I talked to whoever was in command at that time, and their SUV right in the middle of it all. It was really crazy to see, and they were like, "Yeah, if you guys just want to leave your coffee and tea and stuff and your leftovers here, we know where they are, and you guys can head home." So a huge thank you to all of our first responders who were able to get everyone out safely in like record time.
And I know the building was obviously destroyed, but there were so many buildings and businesses so close around.
That's right.
And I think, from what we understand, really no other major
there was no other major damage.
The work that they did and the organization and the dedication. And Daniel was saying it was just amazing to see these firefighters come out, the men and the women come out of the building and just kind of grab a sandwich and just like collapse on the grass because it's so exhausting. The work they do is incredible. So it was amazing to see. It was amazing to be a part of it. And then we're continuing to serve these displaced victims where we've had lots of donations come in. We had an amazing group of volunteers come in yesterday and help sort and organize them. And we're excited to be able to open up our doors tomorrow to the seniors and their families who are looking for those essential items, the toiletries, the clothes, blankets, anything that we've received, we've been able to put out. And we're looking forward to being able to continue to serve them tomorrow and the weeks to come. We're ready to go for as long.
We're not leaving. We're here.
Takes.
If you need help in the months to come, you let us know. If anyone's watching this, or if anyone is watching
spread
that knows someone, spread the word.
Yeah.
We're here to stay. We're here to help, and we're here for this community. So yeah.
So that's why we're coming at you a little bit different this morning. Daniel kind of collapsed a bit yesterday afternoon after the rush and go of everything, and we decided to just kind of simplify our service this morning and to come on a little bit earlier because all of our kids are in their respective napping areas. That does not mean one's not going to pop out of the middle of nowhere at some point. But yes, that's why we're here. And then as Daniel said, there's a link in the comments or in the description of this post that sends you to our Territorial Service if you want to see a little bit better.
Done by the Salvation Army Richmond Hill Community Church in Ontario by our good friends who are the Corps officers there, Captains Jon and Tracey Savage. So please show them your support and check them out as well.
Yeah, but
something you'd like to say?
I just wanted to share a little bit as we were kind of thinking about what we wanted to share this morning on Mother's Day. It is such a unique day, and we totally recognize, A, not every woman is a mother. B, there's a lot of feelings around Mother's Day. I've had a lot of emotions today, just because of COVID and being so far away from my mom for so long. But there's all other emotions and feelings that we have on this day. So I've just been thinking, what is it that I wanted to share, and how is that lesson applicable to everybody, especially during these times? And it's made me think that the two lessons that I've learned the hard way in motherhood, it was two H words, and I didn't mean to do that. Humility and holiness. And motherhood is the avenue that God has taught me those things. Nothing makes you more humble than receiving a picture from your almost 4-year-old child who drew like 8 tummies on you. He drew a picture of me with 8 tummies, and he said, "Mommy, this is you with all your tummies." And I said, "Why do I have so many tummies? Like, I'm not a cow. I like to eat, but I'm not." And he's like, "I just didn't have room to draw your tummies, so I have all of your tummies," right? And it's one of those things that nothing humbles you like kids. Nothing humbled me like days after our oldest Maverick was born, just after Mother's Day, actually, just days after that he was born. Oh, sitting in the nursery and realizing I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to do this. I have no strength to do this. There's so many things that I have to learn and relearn. The learning curve is so steep and so dramatic, and it's that realization that when we come up against those hard things in life, we can't do any of it without the Holy Spirit. We can't do anything without God. That's not just being a mom. That's any aspect of our lives. Kids change, they grow, you think you figure them out, and then you have to relearn a whole new stage all over again. Life changes. We think you get into a groove and you kind of got this good thing going, and then a pandemic hits, and we have to relearn how to almost live all over again. Those hard moments humble us and help us realize that there's absolutely nothing that we can do without the strength of God. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not the beginning of our day, not the end of the day, not something that we've been trained in, not something that we've been doing for years and years and years. It doesn't matter. There's absolutely nothing that we can do without God. And that was the first hard lesson for me in motherhood. But the second lesson that has really just been ongoing, and the one that I kind of wanted to touch on more right now, is holiness. We are called to be holy. We see it all throughout the scriptures that we're called to be holy because God is holy. Paul tells us to be holy because he is holy, like God. He tells us to be set apart. We see all in his letters, Paul's letters, all throughout the New Testament. He's telling the church, you know, this is what the world looks like. This is what your culture is doing. This is some of the beliefs that they have. It's not right. They're not biblical. It's not what God has called us to. He's called us to be holy, to be set apart, to be different. We hear it. If you've gone to church, even just a few times, you may have heard it. We may have
or you've watched it on
here. With holy, you know the word, holy. Like, that's just what we say. Holy Spirit, holy, holy. It's all in everything. We hear it, but do we actually have any idea how to do it? Do we have any idea how to live it?
It is something.
100%.
It is something that we're supposed to do.
We read our Bibles.
Great.
We study. We hear these words. We figure out motherhood and our different things of life on our own. But when the bad stuff happens, when a pandemic hits, when the babies that we have are not doing what we think they're supposed to do, when we suffer a loss in our family, when our marriages are tough, when we're moving, when things are just completely out of control, when there's sickness ourselves, all of a sudden, we've read this. We've read the Bible. It's on our shelf, but we have no idea how to apply it. We have no idea what to do when things get tough and when things get hard. And that, for me, was the hardest lesson in motherhood, and that has affected my life totally. And I think the biggest lesson is that holiness is not going to be learned, to applying holiness to our lives is not going to be learned just reading the Bible. No. Applying holiness is not going to be learned going to church every Sunday. Through
education.
It's not going to be learned through education. It doesn't matter how many books we read. It doesn't matter how many things that we claim that we can do or know. Holiness is going to be nurtured in those mundane moments of life, those simple things that we do every day. Holiness for me was developed in diaper changes and doing those mundane things of motherhood that go unthanked. My children have never thanked me for changing their diapers. Ungrateful little buggers. No, they've never thanked me for that. My children will probably never thank me for the majority of things they do until they're like 30 and have their own kids and have Facebook and then like post it on Facebook, right? That's how it works now.
Meanwhile, we have a ton of mothers watching that are like, my kids never thank me, and
exactly.
my kid is 50.
Exactly. If you don't have a mom, if you're not a mom, think of the little things that you do in life that are nice for other people that you never receive thankfulness from, right? This is the mundane moments of life. When we get up, what's the first thing you reach for in the morning? Is it the phone? I'm guilty of that. Is it the newspaper? Is it turning on the news, the TV? Is it social media? Is it the Word of God? That's where holiness is developed. When we're eating breakfast and when we burn the toast or something gets boiled over or something like that happens, what's your reaction? Are you finding anger and annoyance in the little things of life, or are you stepping back and taking a deep breath and practicing holiness? When my kids, I have to drag them out the door in the morning because it's one of those mornings. It only ever happens on Sunday mornings.
That's true.
And my mother, as wise as she is, always said, the devil doesn't want you to go to church. That's why. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, Mom. She's right. But it always happened on Sunday mornings. The kids will lose their minds. Yeah. All of a sudden, how am I reacting as a mom? How am I reacting to my kids? Am I yelling? Am I getting angry at them? Am I losing my cool? Am I playing into these emotions that I have? Or am I taking a step back, taking a deep breath, showing them love and grace like Christ has shown us? Those are the moments where holiness has been developed for me, and those are the moments where holiness will be developed for you too, no matter what your life looks like. What are we turning on the TV? When we have some spare moments to ourselves, what are we doing? What are we filling ourselves with? Are we filling ourselves with garbage, the things of the world, the things that are not going to fill our souls, that are just going to kind of numb us from what's going on? Are we filling ourselves with God and His Word and His creation and the things that are going to fill our soul? Those are the moments in life when holiness happens. And as I've gone through my motherhood journey, and I am just beginning, I have so much more longer to go. As I've gone through my journey, that has been the lesson for me, is that it doesn't matter if you're a mom, if you're not a mom. The world is going to change in our homes. The church is going to change, not in the church, but in our homes. We are going to become holy people. We are going to become more like Christ in our homes. That's where it's going to happen. That's where we become more Christ-like. That's where we develop this holy lifestyle that God has called us to. Again, it doesn't matter if you have kids or not. If you live alone, if you live with your parents, or you're young or you're old, it doesn't matter where it is. That starts in our homes. And that's sorry,
I was going to say, and that's been the blessing, if you look at it that way,
yes,
of what's going on in the world.
Yep. So what... That's a baby waking up.
That's a baby waking up and crying.
So what does it look like for you? Daniel's going to grab the baby, and we're just going to sing a song here together. But what does it look like for you? As I was thinking about this morning, how are we reacting to each other? How are we reacting to people? How are we talking about people who have different opinions than us? How are we talking to people that have different opinions than us? How are we as moms? This motherhood culture that we're living in 2021 is unfortunately not usually a culture of supporting. It's a culture of judging and comparing, and we're all coming up now, and that's totally fine. But how are we supporting each other and loving each other and talking to each other? That's the holiness lifestyle that Christ has called us to. And in Romans 12, I don't have the Message version in front of me, but that's okay. In Romans 12, it tells us to live a holy life for Christ. And it says, I'm going to find the Message version, and I should have found this before because it really sums up what I hope I'm getting across this morning. And it says this. So here's what I want you to do. God helping you, that humility piece. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, you're eating, you're going to work, you're walking around life, and you place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing you can do for him. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture. There's that set apart holiness piece that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out, readily recognizing what he wants from you and quickly responding to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you and develops well-formed maturity in you. And can I even say he develops well-formed holiness in you? Because we're called to be a holy people. And that's what motherhood has taught me. That's how motherhood has changed me. It has helped me realize that it's the everyday moments when the baby doesn't nap. How am I reacting? When I'm up for the 8th time at night trying to settle him, how am I reacting? Am I yelling at my husband? Am I getting mad at everybody around me? Or am I taking that deep breath and understanding that God has put me in this position, he's put you in your unique position, in your unique home, whatever it may look like, he has put you there to be holy, to show his holiness to everyone that we come in contact with, to teach his holiness to the next generation, and ultimately to live and to love like Jesus does. So I hope maybe today, as you go through our days, as we're still locked down, as our days feel probably more mundane than they ever had in our entire lives, I hope you realize that every single thing you do is working on that holiness. You're eating, you're sleeping, you're waking, you're going to work, you're going around. Whatever you do, we are called to live holy and to give it back to God. So we're going to sing a song right now. You probably know it. Daniel has the words here. 10,000 reasons. In those mundane moments of life when we feel like we have nothing to be grateful for, as moms who are in the trenches with toddlers and babies, as we're doing the same thing over and over again, you're cleaning, feel like you're always cleaning up after a party that you were never invited to. Those are the 10,000 reasons that our heart can find. We have so much to be grateful for. And I know that we can always find so many things that are mundane and boring and annoying, but we can find just as many, if not more, things to be grateful for and to thank God for the blessings that we have in our lives. So as we sing this song, I pray that God may reveal something in your life in some mundane moment where he's showing you and me and all of us that we need to be a holy people, to be set apart for him.
Sing with me, church. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I'll worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may past and whatever lies before me. Let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. You're rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness, I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. To sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. So bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. And on that day when my strength is failing, the end draws near and my time has come. Still my soul will sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forevermore. Bless the Lord, sing it, church. So bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. For all your goodness, sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. Bless the Lord, so bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I'll worship your holy name. Praise you, God. God, I'll worship your holy name. Lord, I'll worship your holy name.
Thank God we worship your holy name this morning.
Yes, God.
Hallowed be thy name. God, help us understand that you are a holy God, that you are a good God. And because you are holy and you are perfect, you are good to us. And you know what is good for us, God. And you know that these things of life that we walk through that are hard, that seem difficult, that seem out of our control, God, we know that you are a holy God, that you are a sovereign God, that you are a good God, and that you are there walking right beside us and helping us understand this holy lifestyle that you have called us to. God, I thank you so much that you have invited us, that you ask us, that you gift us this free gift to come and be with you, to learn from you, to walk with you, to be like you, God, to be your hands and your feet here on earth, to bring your kingdom here on earth. We thank you for that great privilege, God. But we want to be reminded today on this Mother's Day, again, whether or not we have kids in our home, whether or not we've ever had kids in our home, God, that bringing that kingdom here on earth starts right here, right where our feet are, right where we're watching from today, God. It starts in our homes. It starts with our decisions. It starts with what we do every single day. It starts with what that first thing we reach for every morning is, God. It starts with those mundane decisions of life, to be grateful for the diaper changes, to be grateful for the late night wake-ups, to be grateful for the hard times, God, because it tells us that we are to be grateful for these hard times because you're working your will out in our lives. So God, on this Mother's Day, we celebrate moms. We celebrate all the women in our lives that have that mother influence on us. We celebrate all of the grandmoms and the aunts, God, that have poured into kids years and years and years. We acknowledge, God, that this is also a difficult day for people who have experienced loss and disappointment and all of these human emotions that we have, God. But even in those mundane moments of hurt and loss and not being able to understand you and your will, those are the moments, God, that you have called us and that you've commanded us to be holy because you are holy. To embrace the unknown, to understand that so much of our life, so much of our holiness journey is unknown, but you know it. And you're there and you're walking right beside us. So God, again, I just want to pray for our community in St. Albert, for our neighbors that have lost their home this weekend. God, I just pray that you continue to allow us to serve, that you can continue to help us offer comfort, offer physical things that we can offer. God, reveal whatever you want us to do in our community. But God, be with them now. Show them your peace and your love. But ultimately, God, help us show them your holiness. Help us show them just how good you are. In your name I pray. Amen. Perfect.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. And like I said, it's a little bit shorter today, but please follow the link in the description, whether on YouTube or Facebook. I believe the video is on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook as well, but the link is for YouTube, and it's for the Salvation Army Richmond Hill Community Church Territorial Service. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. Please be in prayer for tomorrow as the displaced seniors show up and basically take what they need. And thank you all for your continued prayers for the Salvation Army in St. Albert. So God be with you. God bless you. And have a great rest of your week. And someone is down in the bathroom and is yelling out.
Wiping bombs.
Talk about wiping. Thank you all so much. God bless you. And
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Take care.
Answer.